Nick? Or any questions?
Yeah, yeah. So let me clarify this. So because typically what a seller does is if they have a following on social media, mailing list, or whatever, they go get their attribution tags, which is available to brand registered sellers. And with that attribution tag, they can identify exactly where the traffic is coming from. And then also any sales generated from that kind of traffic, they get back what Amazon calls brand referral bonus. So that's the most traditional way. So you insert those attribution tags inside your email, your social media posting, or whatever the case, you have the exposure. And it's basically a tag that is part of your link to the product page. So that's the most traditional way. If you take it a step further, you run paid ads, then same deal. You have an attribution tag and then you run the paid ads. But all of these things have nothing to do with your sales. You drive the traffic no matter what, whether you make a sale or not. And in the case of your own following, obviously there's no cost to you other than just whatever you are doing to send out the email or whatever. But in the case of paid ads or anything else, you're paying it no matter what, whether you make a sale or not. So what you are saying is there is another layer between you doing whatever you're doing and the channel itself, whether it's paid ads from social media platforms or Google or anything, and it just sits in between you and the channel. And then at the same time, it filters out the pork, so to speak. If it's not going
Yeah.
to make a sale, you know, and they run the ads, they run the paid ads, they run it, or they may be running paid ads, or they may have their own followers that they drive or whatever, but they are affiliates and then they get paid only when there is a sale made, right? That's my understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. I mean, you mentioned kind of all your internal channels. Like that's one thing. Like if you got an email list, no brainer, go get your attribution tags on that so that you can get the brand referral bonus back, if nothing else. But when we're talking about like net new customer acquisition, net new traffic acquisition, yeah, essentially, you're able to sort of create an army of marketers who are specialized in these particular focuses. Like, if you're an Amazon seller, odds that you're really good at buying ads on Facebook, no offense if you are, but the odds are pretty low. There are a bunch of affiliates out there that are really, really good at that. And hey, you've got a really good product. Well, team up with those guys. You know that they're really good at what they do. They're like your product. They can buy ads for you, and you only pay when they drive a sale. So it's a win-win partnership.
So, okay, I mean, the immediate thing that comes to mind when we describe it like this, then this is like, with the exception of these affiliates paying the ads, yeah, it's the influencers. Are you describing the influencer operation? So you go to an influencer, and the influencer has his social media followers, and then they promote your product, and then they drive sales. So how is this different than just working with a handful of influencers?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely part of this too. I mean, you should absolutely be working with influencers. The same concept applies where an influencer has their, particular niche and they've got their audience built already, probably with a bunch of followers that you don't have on your social accounts. In fact, most definitely, sometimes tens of thousands, sometimes millions of followers that you really can only access through partnering with that influencer. So that's part of affiliate marketing. Now, one thing is when a lot of people think about influencer marketing, they think, I got to go pay, this big upfront flat fee. I'm not going to be able to measure it, so I'm not going to know if it's a positive ROI or not. Well, shift the mindset and think about creators and influencers in terms of affiliates. Bring them into your affiliate program, work with them on a cost per sale or cost per action basis so that you can track how many sales they're driving. You can pay them out on a CPA model instead of just a flat fee. Many of them are going to be willing to do that. That's a big part of affiliate marketing in general. So yeah, you can definitely turn your influencers into affiliates. And sometimes it means a hybrid model. Not every influencer is gonna want to work on a commission only basis. Sometimes you do negotiate sort of a hybrid of commission and flat fee, but it's better than just a flat fee.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm kind of looking for some opposite views to
Sure.
why affiliates not so favorable as influencers, but I can't find. So I'm going to give you the pro view. So first of all, you have to hunt for these influencers. So, I've had a few influencers on the show, a few influencer marketing experts on the show. So we've covered on several episodes. So the challenge of working with influencers is it's definitely worth it, but you have to get them one by one at a time. So you have to go find these influencers one by one, and then cut your deal. It's a different deal for everybody generally, and you've got two groups of influencers. One is celebrity like influencers where they have huge following and they want upfront cash. Well, let's face it, sellers don't have upfront cash. Their cash is invested in inventory. And then you have the micro influencers. They don't really, they have a passion for your product. So therefore, they are happy to do more, but then you need so many of them. So what are you going to do? Run your Amazon operation and go hunting for influencers? So what I'm hearing from you is the affiliate network has already the people. You don't have to get them one by one, and there is already pre-negotiated terms and everything, so you know your cost. But most important, you know your cost in terms of customer acquisition, right? So am I right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. You make some really good points there. Especially when it comes to Amazon sellers, where a lot of times it's a one-man pop-up shop. You just don't have the resources to go recruit influencers one by one. It's generally not a scalable strategy. Now, when you look at an affiliate network, and I know we're not necessarily supposed to talk promotional stuff, but there are affiliate networks out there like Levanta, which we'll get to, where they sort of have this pre-made inventory of affiliates that are already sort of bought into this idea of working on a CPA basis. They're already bought into the idea of promoting Amazon products and using attribution links. It saves you a lot of time in trying to go hunt them down one by one. You've got a direct channel to them. They already understand how to do it. They've likely done it before. It cuts down a lot of the negotiation time, a lot of the configuration time, and it generally just makes it a lot more scalable. Now, I would still argue that maybe the long tail micro influencers aren't the best bet when it comes to scaling an affiliate program. I would start with your more strategic media buyers and content creators, like commerce content creators that do SEO, and even some deal groups or Facebook groups that have 500,000 followers, and can drop your products into their community. There are affiliates that can do or scale, with little recruitment effort from you. I would prioritize before you start trying to recruit hundreds and hundreds of micro influencers, whether that's through a network or external from a network. That's a challenging strategy no matter who you are. So start with the ones that are going to drive scale and revenue, and then you can always scale out the long tail from there.